Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Rapid just here with the video of the day, and today I want to show you a game of fourth round between Wesley So and Hikaru Nakamura. This is Champion Showdown final round. Wesley plays e4. He switched to e4 recently. e5. Naka plays, I think, at this level mostly e5 and d4. So very quickly it becomes interesting because we see all the time players play this bishop to c5, and I think against Naka it could be a good choice, but probably when you play so much chess all day, basically you want to play something a little bit different. Takes, and knight f6. So this is the most common move on the internet. When I played the Scotch game, like 80% of players play bishop to c5. But more classical is to play knight f6. Kramnik had defended this position, and he had like huge analysis here. Takes with the pawn. So if you take capture with the d pawn, then just white will exchange the queens, and this knight is misplaced, and you have lost. So it's like a bad Berlin defense from Rui Lopez. So it's much better to take with the pawn, e5. Knight to d5 immediately is a mistake, because after c4 and knight to b6, bishop to d3, so white has comfortable development. Yeah, the problem is that in this move order, queen to e7, it attacks the pawn, and the pawn is pinned. So white is forced to play bishop queen to e2, but the light square bishop is blocked. h4. This move very unusual. The most common is c4, attacking the knight immediately, and then it can jump to b4 or to b6. But Wesley has prepared something. a5. Just notice that in the opening, you cannot basically, learn moves like that. You have to respond logically. But the rule is that when your opponent made a strange move, which doesn't force immediate continuation, you have, let's say, a good move to a tempo to develop your other pieces. So Wesley played h4, and we play a5 and prepare to move the bishop to a6. So I like this maneuver by Hikaru. Knight to b6, d2, g6 against standard. When you have queen on e7, in many instances black develops the bishop to g7. Here, knight f3 and check. Again, standard maneuver. The problem is that white has, let's say, space advantage, but they're a little bit behind in this opening regarding development, and it's very nice to have this opportunity to start attacking them immediately. King to d1. So if you play with the bishop, black can take. If we move the queen here, then I would recommend probably taking, and I think black is doing very well because these pawns are quite weak. Black can quickly castle, play bishop to a6, and it's hard for white to keep the position. Because in this position, white definitely wants to keep queens on board, to create more tactical ideas. bishop to a6. Again, engine doesn't like this move, but I think it's the most logical. You want to play castling, and you develop a bishop which basically attacks the pawn, but for engine it's never a good move. b3, castles, h6, bishop goes back, and knight to g5. Now engine suggests that this position white is much better after queen to d3, but hard to just Wesley saw that he can attack immediately, and he played this back. Rook to h3. Again, this move I like better. You want to move the rook to d3 to defend the king and create some pressure, and actually this luft is I think quite a good idea. That's probably why Wesley played the knight to g5 to create this maneuver available. d5 takes, Naka plays queen to d7, creating this battery, and white cannot take the pawn, so it's not technically a pawn sacrifice because black will win it back anyway. c2, and rook to e8. So I don't know, sometimes I just don't understand these evaluations. This bishop is not playing. This knight here is, I'd say, is misplaced. It does something, but you want to have a very solid position, and black has excellent development here. They have a lot of ideas, like playing like knight takes, and play bishop queen to f5, and all sorts of threats. And the engine says that the position is winning after knight to e4. I don't know. I just don't believe it. Again, the knight is pinned, and black has developed. These all pieces are not developed, but the engine says that white is winning. Queen f3, f5. Not sure about this move. Engine suggests that c5 is better, but f5 is also good. And c5. So this so Naka plays here quite strongly. He one of the ideas of white was to make a double attack on the bishop and knight, but he just blocks it. And another idea is to develop the bishop to b7, where it will be extremely strong. Maneuvering stage, king b8, but black just wins here. Bishop f8, creating a f4 attack, and f4. And after this, Wesley resigned. Yeah, just he has overwhelming development. All these pieces are pinned, and bishop f5 check is just very hard to stop. Nice win by Hikaru. Hope he will have a good tournament, and thank you for watching, and see you next time.